What's up, everybody? It's your Bo 45 back in the building with another edition of the Hot Seat. Got a special guest with me today. Another one, man. This is legendary. Matter of fact, we talked before, right? We did one before, but the one before was for your clothing line. Now we actually gonna get into the shit and talk about the music, the journey, the man, the myth. My motherfucking partner. Welcome to the show. Take motherfucking
Yo,
teasy.
what's happening? What's happening, bro? What's going on, 4-5?
Man, slow motion.
Man, you know,
Man, slow
always.
motion. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
so this time around, man, you back again. This time around, now we finna get into the shit, man. We're gonna talk about your journey to music, man. Because the last time you was on the show, you was talking about live something, the clothing line thing like that. But
Mm-hmm.
man, I've been wanting to get in this and find out because you was a child prodigy, bro. Y'all
I
boys was
would.
at Freaknik. Y'all boys was at Freaknik. Y'all was on the road. Y'all was getting shows, getting money in the club. Wasn't even old enough to drive.
Man, yeah, man. It's been a crazy journey as far as music is concerned, man. But that was just like some stuff that was going down back in the gap. We talking about. I ain't gonna put my age out there, but we talking about 20 years ago at this point. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying? So, we had a group back in the Gap. I know you remember us, man. It was a trio. We were called Intense, man. And, man, we was running and gunning, man, as youngsters. You talking about, I was 14, 15, and, in the club, we were doing, opening up for pretty much any artist that came in the city back then. So it was a little different, me being younger. But it was a vibe, man. It definitely, gave me that spark to want to actually be an artist and be in the industry. But it ain't always a situation that pans out for everybody. So, or else I would be already, rich and out there. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, you rich in wisdom though. You rich
Oh
in
yeah,
wisdom.
for sure, man. For sure, man. Life comes at you, man, pretty quickly. There's ups and downs, man. I've kind of been in it, been out of it, but now, man, things are going pretty well for me. I'm back on stride, man. Just trying to get to the bag.
So how did the group come about originally, man? Like how did that even like come
So
about? Because
back
you 13, 14, 15 years old, man. Like you with girls and what else? What was out of the Super Nintendo shit like that? You know what I'm saying?
so man, I mean back then, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously R&B was a really big influence. We had some cats that went to school with us, that were all trying to become singers. We went to KF Clown Forest, north side of Houston. And
Motherfucking right.
yes, sir, man, who I met first the trio, and both of the guys' name are Bobby. But Tall Bobby is who I met first, man. We were introduced by one of my homeboys, a dude named Glenn. He was like, man, my homeboy Tate can sing. And he found out that Bobby can sing because I think Bobby had just moved to the United States. He had came from overseas, if I'm not mistaken, because, he was a Navy boy. His dad was, at least. So he did a lot of traveling. Man, we linked up, man, and honestly, we've been, brothers ever since. Then, just we had a lot of talent in the school, like a lot of talent, man. Like one of the cats is still doing it. That's at school. Just so he's still doing his thing out here, man. I see him all the time. A lot of people around the city know him, and I'm pretty sure other states too, because I've seen him in Atlanta doing some things. And there was some other cats too. Everybody kind of did their own thing. Honestly, he didn't go to our school, but he was always around. Him, Brian Angel, both some dope singers.
Yeah, man.
But
Shout out to B Angel, man.
yeah, shout out to
I
that
just
boy.
sent B Angel two bomber jackets from the clothing line. Matter of fact,
Man, I'm gonna have to get some gear from you. Matter of fact, I'm glad that you mentioned that, man. So after this, we'll talk about that.
I
But
got you.
uh, but yeah, man. And the third dude, his name was Bobby as well. He was on the football team. I was in music. I never done any sports. I've always been in music. I was in actual choir. So talking about reading music, singing in other languages, French, German, Spanish, whatever. Going to the big ensemble uh, competitions, just a bunch of stuff. Like with choir, that aspect. That's kind of where I got. I guess the technical aspect of my music kind of background as a vocalist, and that actually helped me a ton. Believe it or not, just with control and kind of the creativity of things that I've kind of heard over the years, from growing up as a kid singing other people's songs, kind of all that kind of went together. But the other dude, his name was Bobby. Man, we all kind of, we just jailed. You know what I'm saying? We formed a group. It was named Intense. At the time, his parents, they ended up becoming our managers. Uh, and actually, one of the ladies that was helping us out back then, named Sabrina, she's actually part of my team now. Everything comes back around full fold, man. So it's definitely a blessing to work with her. She was our publicist back then, so she was making a lot of that stuff happen, from all the traveling, all the gigs that we were doing. You named a few at the beginning of this. Back in the Gap, a lot of people don't know. Freaknik. That was like BET, and we did like the NBA Sprite joints. Out there in Cali, and man, we did a bunch of stuff, man. But that was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like living the heyday dreams, or whatever they call it.
Now, now, do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Ooh, man. Actually, I don't remember it. To be honest with you, I mean, I wrote a lot of songs. I guess even as a kid, man. I think the very first song that I wrote, I know I started kind of writing songs, like elementary, but I never really took writing seriously. Not until actually after Intense, because after Intense with the trio, then it was just me and Tall Bobby singing, and we had our group. Well, initially it was Broadway, and then we changed it to Arenbe, which is basically Arenbe. It's R&B spelled out. And then we did a bunch of stuff, mostly like local stuff, singing here and there, and occasionally, private stuff, events and stuff like that. Just doing things here and there. Uh,
Now, what would the older you now tell the younger you? Like, if you could go back and like back when you were a trio, what advice would you give yourself?
Man, honestly, one of the things I probably would tell myself back then is definitely don't give up, because I've definitely kind of put music down a few times, but it's a passion, so it's one of those things that'll always come back to you. I can't, it won't escape me. It's something that I love, but like I said, life come at you, different, angles and stuff like that. I went to college, I was in school and did the whole nine, and but one of the things I probably would tell myself, obviously, is don't give up. But the second thing I would have told myself that I wish I did differently is we should have moved away from Houston at that
Mm.
time. You know what I'm saying? Houston, we were bringing in a lot of artists, and of course doing shows and stuff like that. But as far as the music scene is concerned, there were not a whole lot of people, putting artists on, I guess, in a sense. You did definitely have, a lot of the talented artists like Slim Thug and those guys hustling and stuff like that, because they've been doing it for a long time as well. Um, and they've been really, really doing it. What I mean, we just was playing or dabbling in it, but uh, it's just it's one of them things, man.
But you had an opportunity to meet Brian Michael Cox and stuff, right?
I met a lot of people, man. I met
Yeah.
so many different, talented artists and producers, and I mean, back then we were opening up for Carl Thomas, Ideal, even Mystical, and man, just a bunch of different people, dude. Like it was an experience that I'm definitely glad I got a chance to live. I wish that back then, with so much time that's lapsed, I wish that it would have transpired into the dreams that we had at the time. But everything happens for a reason. God still got something in store for me. I know that for sure. especially with things that are happening right now. So
Now you mentioned the group idea, man. We just recently lost one of the members, Cedric Cotton. I don't know him by his stage name. I know him by Ced, man. He was my stepbrother's best friend and played football together over at Lamar High School, man. So
man,
um,
rest in peace to him, man. That was very tragic, man, and very unfortunate. When I heard the news, man, I could not believe it. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way that it went down, man. So, man, prayers up to his family, his friends, and loved ones, man. It's never easy losing somebody, especially so abrupt in a situation like that. It's just that's bad, man.
do you think H Town groups are cursed? Because think about it, man. Like there was H Town,
Hmm.
and I think a couple of them dudes got them. A couple of them dudes passed away, and
Yeah.
then you have this recently tragic with Idea, and then Destiny's Child. They broke up, got back
I
together,
don't.
broke up.
I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily cursed, but like I said, as a city, especially back then, man, like the reason why I said we should have moved away is because people in Houston they weren't working together like you see in Atlanta and you see in New York and you saw in California. Like people was pulling each other up, like you know what I'm saying. And that honestly is the best way to do it, especially if you linking with other like minds. You know, iron sharpens iron, but in Houston, it's always kind of been like this crabs in a bucket mentality, man. And I hate to say that, but I love the city with all my heart, man. It's a lot of dope people here, a lot of
Yeah.
dope artists and stuff like that. But it's just they've never kind of come together, which I think is one of the reasons why Houston has not been a music mecca like Atlanta and New York. You know what I'm saying? Because we got crazy talent down here. It don't make no sense for us not to be, one of the music meccas, but unfortunately, we not. You know what I'm saying? And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Mm. No, talk little bit about where you are today with your music, because I know you have like a writing team and you write a lot of music and things like
Yeah,
that. So tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. So actually, so writing squad is called Scribble Scrabble. It's four of us. It's myself. There's a guy named Steve Jackson. He goes by Goddamn Jack Jones. He's an artist himself. We actually dropped his project the end of last year called Left Handed in My Right Mind. It's an EP. Very dope project. If you like, kind of like blues, it got like like kind of rock feels. Definitely a different kind of vibe. It does have a little bit of R&B in it, but he's in his own lane. We have another guy named Anthony Pitney, and then also another artist named Asia Dominique. She's super dope. So that's the writing squad. I mean, right now, we kind of just like linked up like the beginning of this year. I don't know if you saw. I posted a picture of the team. We got the team, and then we
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. I seen it.
and
Hmm.
then we got a publicist, Sabrina, and then we also have another lady that I'm very excited that joined the team, Mel. And we're looking forward to some bright things. Definitely writing a lot of music, creating a lot of content. We also just released, we didn't release it. The artist himself released it. Sean Sounds, his single. It's called Sunshine. That's his debut single. He released that actually on Valentine's Day. We wrote that joint for him. It's an awesome song, man. I hope that a lot of people, listen to it and enjoy it and run the numbers up, man. We're trying to run the bag up for sure.
For sure. Now, what is the creative process like when y'all get together? Like, do you start the melody, or it is anybody can start off with the melody or a concept, or y'all just say, you know what, man, I got a bag, I got a book of songs right here, and
Mhm.
you just kind of flip through and you just kind of modify, cut, and cater to the artists themselves, or the artists with you when you're writing the record.
So right now it's actually presenting songs to artists. So basically, it can kind of go different ways. So we may have songs in our catalog that we may feel fits an artist because that's one of the things that we want to do as well. Like I said, the team is just newly started, so collectively it's brand new for us. But we're going after placements with artists, radio, film, TV. You know, and also creating our own music as well. At least three of us that are actually artists, part of the writing team. But the process can be pretty much, like I said, we present an actual full song to the artist. It's already basically complete. It's written, arranged, vocally produced, just everything that a completed song would be. And we work with different producers. You know what I'm saying? We're always looking to collab with dope people in Houston. That's one of the things that I think that we're getting a little better at as far as collaborations, because I think people in Houston are starting to see that helping one another pull each other up can actually be beneficial, especially when it comes to writing and producing songs. But we also can sit down with an artist if they're a creative as well, and maybe they may not have um, or be comfortable with writing full songs or coming up with complete concepts or whatever the case may be. But for us individually, we're all we can all do it all as far as whatever the song requires. I may come up with we listen to tracks, and we got a bunch of tracks that that we get in from, like I said, different producers, but we're always looking for more. But listen to tracks, man. I may come up with a melody and a hook, so it's always one of us coming up with a melody hook, and we may have a verse for it, and then we just pass it on. With this COVID situation, we've kind of all been working separately as far as away from each other, but we meet up occasionally, and we always have video conferences and phone calls and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much the process.
Now, when it comes to picking these beats and things like that, is it like a particular sound that you look for when it comes to production, or is it really just kind of like, man, look, I feel like, because like I'm a writer too, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes I feel like, man, you know what? Instead of me trying to write a comedy, man, let me try to write this drama, or
Yeah.
write a rom comedy, romantic comedy type of deal. Kind of step outside of your bounds a little bit. Is that
Oh, definitely. I mean, well, we're not binded by any genre. So we write pretty much everything. Like I said, we write rock, we write pop, we write uh, inspirational R&B, blues. You know what I'm saying? Whatever an artist needs, we can pretty much provide it. One of Jack Jones, he can even do heavy, heavy metal or whatever. One thing that we don't write is I don't speak Spanish, so I can't write, or actually I probably could if I put my mind to it, use a little Google Translate, but uh but I think that, that particular thing would be outside of my realm because I don't actually speak any other languages to, but we can actually definitely present a song and they can translate it, you know. But yeah, I mean, we're not bound by any genre, man. We're trying to write, and we've been writing, just different types of vibes, different types of songs, just to kind of keep us versatile.
now? Are y'all have you ever just thought about like getting a younger artist, uh you know maybe like 17, 18,
Hmm.
somewhere around there, and put some of them songs in their pocket and get them out there and push the music? Or
I mean, definitely, that's definitely on the list of things to do as well. It's find young talent and help develop them because we also, and with my background as well as Asia's background, we also do vocal lessons and development as well. So we work with some younger artists that are trying to develop and hone their skills. I mean, that's very important, especially the older we get. You want to definitely put whatever great energy you can out into the world, because once we're gone, man, they still music and stuff is still gonna live on. So,
now, who's one of the greatest vocalists that you think you've ever that you feel like you've ever heard?
man,
E-
that's
either either
people
live
always
either,
people
either
always
live
ask
or
me
either live
that.
or in person, because you
People,
open because man,
mhm.
y'all you've opened up for a lot of people, man. So like
Yeah.
who was that one? He's like, man, vocally ain't nobody touching them, either live or either on a CD or whatever the case may be.
Man, I have so many inspirations that vocal inspirations, man. But I think one. one of the guys that I really look up to vocally is Joe. You know, Joe Thomas. I say Joe Thomas. Most people just know him by Joe. But he vocally, man, that dude is like a beast. To me, he's kind of like Jay Z when it comes to the music. A lot of people see Jay Z as one of the greatest, you know, uh, I guess rappers. But one of the things that he does really good, being the creative that he is he can go in a booth and just kill verses like just one take. That's the same way with Joe Thomas. That dude can go in there and sing, and then just do, just some amazing stuff with one take in the studio. And then live, man, he is just a different beast, man. He has range out this world. So I think, you know, it's definitely one of those things that is very debatable. I mean, there's so many artists that like I said, I've true inspirations: Marvin Gaye, Daryl Coley. I mean, I can pretty much go down the list of greats. It's really hard to just put one person, but
Gotcha.
I think one influential person, I guess, for me is Joe.
Gotcha. Now, when it comes to like younger talent, if somebody may be out there listening to this interview, what are three things that y'all looking for, or three things that you may be looking for personally?
Well, I mean, of course, I think the main thing is, to have, the talent, because some people, they want to do something, and not saying that they can't achieve it, but some people may be tone deaf, or, they want to do something, but it's really just, that's not their calling. It's not their talent. But that's one of the main things, of course. Second thing is probably drive. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be able to work at this. It's not an overnight thing. It's something that that myself I'm still working on, man. And I'm it's very it's one of these industries. It's very hard to get into. It's kind of like winning the lottery almost. It's kind of like luck of the draw for the people that become really successful at it. And it's not a whole lot of people at the top. I mean, the way music's kind of changed, a lot of people are getting money now with streams and stuff like that, and kind of making it more independent. But I listened to can't remember the name of the podcast or who actually said it the other day. Um, but they were pretty much just talking about, hey, if you want to, get to the bag, you want to get this money, like you can go out there, be an independent artist, and basically solidify an audience, and then put your own songs out there and stream. I mean, you can become really financially successful in that aspect. But if you want to become famous, and the money isn't not necessarily at the top of your list, then then you want to try to go get a record deal. So that was something that kind of really resonated with me. I'm like, man, that makes kind of sense. So it's almost, I mean, you can definitely have both of the best of both worlds, depending on how big you come as an artist. And we know anybody can pop at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, what's that young dude, uh, what's that, Country Road or whatever the song was.
A little Nas
Uh,
X.
yeah, Lil Nas X, man, that dude, he found a track online, leased it for like 25, $30, and that thing is like, six, seven times, eight times platinum, maybe diamond at this point. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of them. That's just one of them things, man. And then maybe the third thing. So what I say? I said basically the talent, then drive. Um, and I guess patience, man, would probably be another one, because everything, especially with the young kids, they want everything quick. I was younger, myself. You want things yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So you got to put the work in, and then if you doing it right, man, and you got the right people around you, positive people, man, I really truly believe you can really achieve anything you want.
Mm-hmm. Facts. That's definitely facts. So, hmm. Now we just went through a winter storm. right? We just had
Yeah.
us a winter storm here in Texas,
Yeah.
especially in the city of Houston.
Hmm.
When things like that occur, do you break out the pen and the pad and want
Oh,
and write?
definitely. Definitely. I mean, with me, with writing, especially now since you know, getting back into it, like I said, maybe about the end of last year, really just started ramping up and writing. Man, I write like literally every day. So I'm always writing, constantly writing. Definitely during the winter storm, we didn't have power. Well, I didn't have power, didn't have water. And I was able to, keep my cell phone charged by going to the car, and also have some other uh, portable battery type deals to help charge it. But yeah, that's definitely something that I did during that 3-4 stint, day stint of pretty much not being able to actually record because you got to keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? So I get inspiration from, man, anything. Like literally, I see people post stuff on social media. I see a commercial. It always my mind's always going, so I always get ideas. Something may trigger something, and then I'll flip it. And that'll be a topic. Because that's a real important thing when you're writing songs. So.
Okay. Now, do you have any socially conscious songs?
Let's see, socially conscious songs. Yes, as a team we do definitely. As an artist, Jack Jones, he's actually working on his next EP as well, and he's definitely gonna have a lot of socially conscious material on there that we're putting together right now as we speak. Um, I mean, right now is definitely an important time for it, especially if you're an artist. So we're definitely writing them. And then sometimes they're not the popular option, with people that really, I guess, are trying to look out for their image, in a sense, on I guess a global scale, if you will. But as a black man, it's important, man. The times for us are definitely hard. Black people, period. So it's important to write about those things.
Mhm. Now, because Sam Cooke had one of the most, to me, the change is gonna come. One of the most influential
Definitely.
records. That
Hmm.
record was very powerful, man. Did you ever get a chance to watch the movie One Night in Miami?
Man, that movie was so dope to me, man. It was
Yeah.
so dope. It really you hear these different stories from these different entertainers individually, but I think that they did a really good job of tying them in together. I thought it was a phenomenal film. That was directed by
Regina
Regina,
King.
Regina King, man, she is doing her thing too, man. Like she is out there really killing it, man. I'm really proud of the work that she's doing. That movie was phenomenal. I'm pretty sure you liked it too.
Hell yeah, man! I thought it was dope. Just the simple fact that if it did go down like that, if it really was like crafted that way, you know what I'm saying? That's one hell of a that's one hell of an insight, and it gave me even more respect for Malcolm X than I had before.
Oh
And
yeah,
that
definitely.
and I already had a lot of respect for Malcolm X, but
Hmm.
if that happened, if that was even 60 or 70% factual of what we saw, then that
Right,
dude was definitely ahead of his time with the vision of what he saw in people
man.
and things like that.
Man, definitely, man, definitely one of the most influential individuals, in our history. Trying to help, uh, push Black people forward, and help get us our just due, man. Because it's beyond time for you know everybody, for it to be you just equal. You know what I'm saying? That's what all of us are pretty much just striving for, hoping for. We don't want, to take anything from anybody. We just want to be equal. It's really a very basic and simple complex, but we know that, society is not that way. There's been a lot of changes, but we got a long way to go.
Now, did you ever get an opportunity to watch Judas and the Black Messiah?
That is something that I have not been able to watch yet. It's on my list. Man, I've just been so busy with working on different projects. Like we're working on a project for Brendolyn. I don't know if you know her, but she's an artist here in Houston. Very dope. Working on some joints for her. Still working on some more music for Sean. and other artists as well. So, but it's definitely on my list of movies to watch for sure.
Okay. All right, man. So what can we expect from you in the future in your writing team?
Man, I mean, just definitely. Obviously, you can look out for my EP. It's untitled right now. I'm actually still working on it. It for the most part, it's pretty much written out. Half of the songs are done. It's gonna be 4 songs. I think it's gonna be some really dope material. The crazy part is, even with everything we've done, we've actually never, I guess, really released music, I guess, formally, like for sale. We, put singles and stuff out there, but we've actually never formally released music. So this is going to be my first project as a solo artist, and I'm really excited about it. Like I said, be looking out for one of the guys on the team, goddamn Jack Jones. He's coming out with another EP. Definitely gonna be writing a bunch of songs and hopefully getting a bunch of placements. That's the name of the game. Be looking for us and you know TV, film, just the whole nine.
Bet, man. Let's wrap it up right there, man. Tell the people how they can get a hold to you and follow your movement.
All right, man. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's Tate Wrote It. That's T8_ Wrote It. I mean, that's pretty much where a lot of people can find me. Obviously, the songs that I mentioned earlier, they'll be on any platform, that you can stream from iTunes to whatever the other ones are. It's a bunch of them. But yeah, man. So just be looking for it, man. Tate. That's my name. It's gonna be T and then the number 8. So yeah.
And it's your boy 45, man. And you can hit me up anything Top Down Magazine, anything Top Down Magazine TV on all platforms. If you want to be on next on the interview on the show, man, just hit me in the DM. And it's another edition of the Hot Seat. Yep.
Yes, sir.